Meanwhile, public consultations will be conducted on issues affecting the energy sector. We'll have the full report from Freddie Abando.
The spike in power rates in recent months has led to an active push to amend the EPIRA law. It appears that 13 years after the law was implemented with the promise of cheaper power rates, it was a nightmare for consumers. And unless the law is reopened for review, rate hikes will continue to be a major burden for all. Because of this, the Department of Energy will conduct consultations this week among all stakeholders of the power sector with the participation of consumer groups to come up with a roadmap which will address the problems of supply and rates in the future.
We're trying to take a neutral stand on the EPIRA because there has to be a mediator amongst all the stakeholders. So when we launched the focus group discussion, we were like arbiters. At we're getting ideas from them kung anong kailangan nila. Some are saying hindi kailangan baguhin, some are saying that it's just rules, some are saying that it should be scrapped, some are saying that there are certain provisions that can be changed. Some are just there kasi gusto mapansin by wearing a Batman suit and calling themselves Captain Revolta. Okay, halo-halo lang. Okay. But really, on our end, we will now submit the concerns of the stakeholders. Probably isisingit rin namin yung concern ng DOE. Okay. When we actually have all the list after the discussion, which will actually be on February.
The Senate and House inquiries of the recent Meralco rate hike in December triggered the call to review and amend the law. A list of proposed amendments were sounded off to include reviewing the Energy Regulatory Commission's powers and the Wholesale Electricity Market, or WESM. Well, Secretary Petilla agreed his more pressing priority is to ensure sufficiency of supply, building power plants which will provide cheaper power rates. Petilla also proposed that government can build power plants which could be activated only during periods of emergency.
So it's really a measure of that, and we're actually moving forwards with an increasing GDP growth, and with that, okay, we will be reliant on additional capacity. Not that we are starting to become energy dependent. We've always been energy dependent, but the amount of energy that is needed based on the economic growth is actually increasing. So I do agree, we have to put up more power plants, more capacity, and the only way to do that is really to entice investment.
In the meantime, the President's Chief Economic Advisor, Secretary Arsenio Balitaan, stressed power will be a major factor to sustain the growth of the economy. The current pace of 7% GDP growth, which is sustainable until 2016, Balitaan said an additional 1,000 megawatts is needed to prevent brownouts and blackouts.
Say, for such sensitive and critical commodity like this power, you need to have a good balancing act and a very good regulatory agency that can see the not only the interests of consumers, users of power, but the broader stroke, the bigger picture, what that policy regime imply for sustainability of our growth, the investment climate, and our capacity to supply the energy required by our rapidly expanding industry and services sector.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.